fight, would you please welcome guest announcer Marco Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mike. All right, fans, here we go with the 5th bout of the evening. The fighters are making their way to the ring. Introducing the first, fighting out of the blue corner, from Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Here is Sergio Lucio Gonzales.
And there is Sergio Gonzales, comes in with a record of 6-5, has scored 2 knockouts. He is 27 years old and he hails from Mexico. Last bout was on March 9th in Costa Mesa, losing an 8-round decision over Marco Cabrera.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, from Anaheim, California. Let's hear it for Jonathan Esquivel.
Out of Orange County, Anaheim to be exact. Jonathan Esquivel with a record of 5-0, all 5 wins coming via KO. Had a very busy 2017 as he embarked on his professional career, going 4-0. He last fought February 17th, scoring a 2nd-round knockout over Cameron Burrows.
All right, fans, here we go. This next bout is 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action when the bell sounds is Sharon Sands. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the blue trunks trimmed with white. He weighed in officially at 159 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 6 wins, 5 defeats with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. From Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Mexico, please welcome El Marín, Sergio Lucio Gonzales! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black trunks trimmed with white. He weighed in officially at 159 pounds even. He has 5 wins with no losses. All 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a 2016 U.S. Olympic Trials champion, the fighting pride of Anaheim, California. Please welcome Jonathan El Diamante Esquivel!
You received your instructions in the dressing room. Both belt lines, keep the punches. When I give you the command, stop, I want you to stop whatever you're doing, give it a clean break, protect yourself on the way out, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, go to the pose.
And we see how they match up. Esquivel is the younger man by 4 years, and he has a slight height and reach advantage.
And we resume the action here at the Avalon in Hollywood. And Doug, the first thing you notice about Esquivel, he is a southpaw. And that is ruled a slip there. Doug, speaking of middleweights, let's say worst case scenario, Canelo and Golovkin do not rematch. Realistically, I know Golden Boy's putting out feelers there for Danny Jacobs.
Right.
How realistic do you think that is for September 15th?
I think it's realistic, and I think it's a decent fight. We're talking about 2 top 5 middleweights, 2 guys with a name, 2 guys who've been on the scene for a long time. Style-wise, I think that's a difficult fight for Canelo. In some ways, Golovkin is a better style matchup for Canelo because Golovkin marches forward, and Jacobs is a big athletic guy who can move around, and he can switch hit, and he's taller and rangier than both Golovkin and Canelo. As an event, I think at best, Canelo versus Jacob, if that's a pay-per-view event, and you know it would be, at best it would do about half of what the Canelo-Golovkin rematch would do. I'm thinking at best like 700,000 pay-per-view buys.
On the flip side with Golovkin, there's a lot of talk of Billy Joe Saunders, who has, well, prior to today, the last remaining belt.
Yeah.
You know, Abel Sanchez is absolutely convinced Saunders will not sign for this fight ever. That's interesting.
You know, you just never know with Billy Joe.
Well,
I mean, really, you never do. I mean, you know, he looks good every now and then, but then he always kills his own momentum. Consistency has always been a problem in his career.
Well, he fought in December. He dominated a very lethargic David Lemieux.
And he looked great, and he created a buzz with some of his antics and the form that he showed against Lemieux. But follow-up has always been a big problem for Saunders.
And he just pulled his hamstring in his fight. And down goes Gonzales.
Yeah, off a left cross.
It's pretty evident from what we had seen thus far that Esquivel's heavy hands have certainly begun to move and affect Gonzales physically.
And he's definitely the more physical, the more athletic of the two. Obviously, he carries 160 pounds a lot better than Gonzales does. Gonzales has more experience. He needs to start to use some of that ring savvy, tie up his man, and get out of this round. Either that or start firing back. Gonzales attempts to hold. I tell you what, Esquivel does have heavy hands.
Yeah, he does.
You can tell. You can hear it.
So a quick start for Esquivel, who scores a knockdown of Sergio Gonzales here in 1 round. We are scheduled for 6.
There's a right hook to the body, left hook to the head. It was the left that put Gonzales down. There's a right to the body again. We'll see another replay of this. Esquivel not really throwing combinations. It's just one hook followed by another cross, another hook, another cross. And the accumulation of punishment really put Gonzales down.
And Doug, going back to Billy Joe Saunders, his June 23rd fight against Martin Murray for the second time has been postponed and I believe flat out canceled. They're saying it's a pulled hamstring. The cynic would say it's a pulled hamstring running towards a bigger payday.
I can't blame him.
It looks like Cynthia Conte is lined up ready to go. Cynthia, what's up?
You got a big fight coming up July 14th over in Nolens in your home. Nolens! Oops! Oh, no. All right. Okay, this is your very first fight night here in Hollywood Fight Night. How is it? I mean, let's kind of look behind you.
It looked just as you talking, somebody got
You know
dropped.
what? I did that again earlier with him. I said knockout, he got knocked out. Okay, so how is it coming to Club Fight Night to watch these fighters go all out?
I love it. I love it. I mean, this is what I do. This is what I love to watch. I love it. It's like very, very enjoyable right now. You know, like a lot of exciting fights. The girls fighting, a lot of exciting. You know, the girls real exciting fights too. So I'm digging it.
All right. Well, you have a big fight. What do people need to know about you and what they expect of you July 14th to get that or to defend your belt?
Defend my belt.
Yeah,
Well, the main thing you need to know about me is that I'm the best in the world at my weight class.
Yeah.
It's nobody that can mess with me. If you don't know that, I know you're on. Maybe not, but I'm the best in the world at my weight class. Yes, you should. Just look at my eyes. You can see I'm the best in the world.
I see it on Ring. I see it on Ring. I see it on all the websites. I see Regis Prograis is the best in the world in your weight class, like you said. Okay. Well, tell all your fans, what do they expect of you the night of your fight?
Well, July 14th, if you don't come to the fight in New Orleans, first off, you should come. Even if you're way out here in LA, you still should come because it's on ESPN going to the Pacquiao fight, but it's definitely a good lead. I'm the co-main event of the Pacquiao fight, and in New Orleans we're gonna turn the city around. It's just gonna be too lit that night. Yeah.
You know, they say Vegas is a fun fight night city. New Orleans is a whole other world.
I'm bringing it all the way back. We had a lot of history in New Orleans, a lot of boxing history. It left for a little. I went to Vegas, California, New York, but guess what? I'm bringing big time boxing back to New Orleans.
There you guys have it. Champ said it. He's here to defend his title. We're all here to watch. July 14th, ESPN. Regis Prograis. All right. Good luck on your fight. Let's get back to fight night. Back to you guys. Thank you.
All right, we're back here, and Doug, Regis Prograis is actually setting up his first couple of weeks in camp here in Southern California. I'd say he's certainly one of the best young fighters in the world right now without a title belt.
Yeah, accumulation of punishment put Gonzales down, and at the right time, because I thought Esquivel was sort of punching himself out in this second round.
Waning seconds here of round number 2. Can Gonzales survive the second frame?
If he can, it will be interesting to see if fatigue doesn't set in round 3 for Esquivel. Yeah, Prograis he's a top 5 junior welterweight.
Yeah.
A lot of people rank him number 1 at 140 pounds as we watch some highlights from round 2. It was a right high on the head. It was basically, it's the same punches. It's just, it's the right hook and left crosses over and over again. Sometimes Gonzales could block him, sometimes he could smother him, other times he took him flush, and eventually it put him down. So that's 2 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds. But Prograis is from New Orleans, and he is going to be fighting in New Orleans. Is that correct?
July 14th, and it's going to be a very interesting card. I'm actually making the trip out there for it.
Oh, you're going to love the food.
Yes.
And the drink.
And a very good young prospect under the top-ranked stable that I like, Teofimo Lopez.
Yes.
He's going to be having a legitimate step-up fight against William Silva that night. So that'll be a very interesting night of boxing out there near Bourbon Street.
And is this going to be on the ESPN Plus platform?
No. This will be on regular ESPN.
Okay.
You're good with your cable bill.
All right. I'm good either way. I'm versatile like that. Gonzales is wild. He's really trying to just survive in there, but he does let the occasional haymaker go. Esquivel reminds me of 2 other middleweights / super middleweights from the Orange County area that we watched box 10, 15 years ago, Librado Andrade and Enrique Ornelas. Those brothers, they were very rugged, big, strong guys. Esquivel's a little more, he's a little more raw than those 2 were. But there's something to work with there. He's definitely got the physicality. Very heavy-handed.
Starting to really break down Gonzales.
Is. You can see it in the body language of Gonzales.
Yeah,
He's like a wet noodle.
Down he goes again.
3rd time.
And that's it.
Yes, good stoppage.
And Doug, I agree with you. I don't think he is a polished, finished product by any means. And again, he's only 6-0 now. But as you see some of the attributes that he has, he's got good physical size. It helps that he's southpaw. And it looks like he can punch a little bit.
Yeah. His technique is decent. Just needs a little bit more variety to his offense. I'd like to see a jab. That there was a volley of punches that put Gonzales down for the 3rd time. I'd like to see combinations, actual combinations, and him working the body and head in combination.
And I think like any young fighter, who he spars with on a daily, consistent basis. Iron sharpens iron. Now, I don't know exactly the situation with what gym he works at, what type of work he's getting, but that is a factor in most young fighters. You've got to be able to have consistent sparring partners at a certain level if you want to get better over time.
It might behoove him to leave Orange County and just make the drive to LA County in search of good gym work. And he is raw, but he's also rugged.
Yeah.
There are tools to work with there.
Right, and he's only 23 years old, so time is on his side. So our fifth fight is in the books. We still have Sergey Bohachuk, Brian Sabalo, and Denis Shafikov as our main event here. This is the second installment of Hollywood Fight Night at the historic Avalon in Hollywood, California, brought to you by Tom Loeffler.
Julius asked, don't you think that Canelo's hand speed can be a big problem for Jacobs? I don't know if he has the edge in hand speed there.
1 minute and 12 seconds of round number 3. Referee Sharon Sands calls a halt to the bout for your winner by knockout victory, the Fighting Pride of Anaheim, California, Jonathan El Diamante Esquivel.
So that young man moves to 6-0, scoring his 6th stoppage in the 3rd round over Sergio Gonzales. And soon he'll be talking to Cynthia Conte, talking about his latest victory.
Okay, congratulations, Jonathan El Diamante. You know what? You're 6-0. You're a knockout artist. Oh, there's your fans. I found them all. No, they're everywhere, but you got all of them. How do you feel right now? How do you feel winning here? Hollywood Fight Nights, another knockout on your record.
I feel great. I'm 6-0 now, 6 knockouts. Just taking it one fight at a time and I'm feeling great each time I fight.
Talk about you knocked him out. Can we do a replay of that? You knocked him out in the 1st round. You went down. You got him with a straight right, straight left, actually. Did you think he was going to stay down?
No, I don't know if he got up. I didn't think he was going to get up, stay down after he got up. I was going to finish it.
Do you notice he had kind of some awkward footwork? His legs were out. How did you keep him up? You were able to connect, and he kept holding, pushing down. How did you get him to stay up and keep continuing and pushing on to knock him out?
Oh, well, my coach was telling me in the corner to start making contact and don't let him hold. You better not let him hold this round. And so I tried my best not to, and ended up catching him and finishing.
What's next for you? What do you want? What do you want to do next? Stay active? Is there anyone that you want in your hindsight?
No, just stay active as best as I can and just get closer to a title shot, one by one.
A message to all your fans here, everywhere that's tuning in, all around the world.
Of course, thank you to all my family, my friends there. I love all you guys, everybody watching back all over the world. I want to thank 360 Promotions, Tom Loeffler. Appreciate you having me on this card. Thank you very much and love you all.
Congratulations again, Jonathan. Back to you guys.
All right, Cynthia, thank you very much. Now we keep the show moving. Sergey Bohachuk is next on